Hey, gang. I actually got here at a pretty good hour, didn't I? I can see me. I'm not in the dark and there's not too much light, which has been what it's been. I do have to find time to take those down. Uh, I have one where I have no sound. Talks for an hour, got nothing. That's just a lip reader out there. I've got one where there's so much light you can't see me glowing. You got another one the next day. I'm in the fucking dark. It's a bar. It's not for kids. Get them out of here. Yeah, it's a bar. Background. What you got here? Background. Well, I got a background. Um, I'm an Army veteran. I'm a published author. And that was the first company of women to train with regular soldiers. When I got on the plane, I was going to WAC Corps, the Women's Auxiliary Corps. You wore tennis shoes and a couple of shorts, and that's about it. When I landed, I was in Columbia, South Carolina. Next thing I knew, I was at Fort Jackson being told, "We have soldiers here. This is where you've been sent." They're not doing any more training on women who can't be soldiers. So you can stay and train as a soldier, or you can go back home on our dollar, and we won't put anything bad on your record. It's like, fuck you. I'm staying. I'm 5'2". I'm staying. We didn't lose one girl. We took top honors. And then a lot of us still had some training there at Fort Jackson after we finished our 6 weeks. We had several more weeks in a different area, and it was your job skills and all that. And I had trained forever. I had chevrons when I wasn't a trainee when I went in. I thought that was smart of me. It wasn't. Shit rolls uphill in the army. So when somebody fucks up, they come for your ass. So we had a Sunday, and on Sunday the bar was closed. The NCIS was a NCIS. The non-con was closed, so you had to go if you wanted to drink. You had to go to the bar at the bowling alley. So of course we were all at the bowling alley. I believe they only served beer though. Actually, it was the thing. And we met again, all our COs, our drill sergeants, and all that, half drunk, all of us was. And we found out they tried to make sure it was too hard for us to pass because they didn't think women should be in foxholes. They thought they should be with bandages and a typewriter or at home. And they gave us quite a few compliments about the fact that we did it. We didn't complain, and we pretty much kicked ass. I had never touched a weapon before in my life. They handed me a grenade. I said, "Fucking run! Are you stupid? You got to go." And they're looking at me like, "What?" I'm like, "Dude, I was picked last for softball every time. You don't want to stay here while I try to throw this over this fucking wall. Get out." They called me wicked because I didn't have any record coming from Chicago. It stuck. So I'm still doing that. I see my husband, bless his heart. He broke down. Oh, and he brought donuts. He's so cool, isn't he cool? Thank you, sweetie. He's handed me something else that came. I rate these things from some particular company. I can't say which one. I have not been given permission to do anything but rate them for the company. So, and I've got my little, can't see it. He gave me a little early, it looks like a wreath, but it's full of my little bottles. I like my whiskey on the rocks. So it's full of my little whiskey fireballs because he's so great. He buys these for me special because he knows I like these little airplane bottles. No, I don't keep them because he's actually buying me, but baskets of these now. There's like 20 in them or 25 or now he tells me I'm fat. And look what he did. He went and got me donuts. And he's been broke down on the side of the road. The truck broke down. He knows what it is. He's a master mechanic, but it's still, you got to get home. You got to go buy parts. And, luckily we have my little car. She's great on gas. But with the gas prices going stupid, I love President Trump. I just love the fact he just don't give a fuck. He will get up that day. He will just go in and take out all kinds of nuclear facilities in Iran and bring them in. Men come back. It's a 26-hour mission. It took them 23 minutes while they were there. They didn't even know who came in, who did it. I love us. I love us. Oh, Donnie Trump. I call him Donnie. Hey, if you can call Kid Rock Bob, I'm going to call you Donnie. It's like Gator Gitmo. You guys named it Alligator Alcatraz, I think. I named it Gator Gitmo. I like that. No one steal that. That's mine. I like that. So I've been hanging into the music because I've been, as always, we ladies know, whether we work or as we are retired. I don't feel retired. I work until 10 o'clock at night. That's not. I was off by 7 when I worked, even 2 jobs in college, raising a kid. I mean, but now I look around and I suddenly see it's 10:30, and I'm like, oh, screw that. That can wait till tomorrow. And we downsized to a small, like, cottage type house. And then we redid all of that to put in this big bar. So, yeah, like, ladies, we know every day you got to sweep, you got to mop, you got to dust, you got to pick up crap. I have a husband. He reminds me of that little comic story for Charlie Brown, the little pig pen that would walk along and leave debris in his path, and dust would follow him. That's my husband. Great guy. He just makes a lot of mess. And if you remind him that it's his mess and he did not pick it up, he will be so defensive. It's like a 2-year old getting caught with peanut butter all over his face and saying, I didn't get no peanut butter. He's 70. I knew him before he actually grayed his hair. I'm allowed to have my little cigarillos when I'm up here. I had to quit smoking, doctor's orders, about 5 years ago. Probably said something about drinking too, but I ain't paying much attention to that. No, I kid. I'm up here. That's when I drink. I usually come in 3 or 4 times a week. That's it. He loves these because they go out while I'm talking. So I'm not smoking, a pack of cigarettes. I'm smoking a cigarillo, and it might be the same one for 2 or 3 days if I'm up 2 or 3 days in a row. Generally, after I got injured so badly, I took a year off. And when I was able to actually walk again and stuff like that, I've come back up, and I had to do a new channel and all of that. So that's my background. You can call me Wicked. Just don't call me Shirley because I know y'all. We're the hippie generation, guys. Let's unite. Let's do it again. Let's do that love, not war, that peace thing, tie down them shirts, get those bell bottoms going. Let's rock this place because they're still using our music. It's come back to where they're now wearing bell bottoms. They don't call them bell bottoms, but they close to it. They're not quite, but they're close. And the music, I don't care if it's in it for some advertisement or if you're just listening to music. My kid is that way. My grandkids that way. They like the 80s and 90s rock, particularly the 90s is a little better. I agree. But I went to those concerts, man. The Rolling Stones play Dallas. I'm there. I love being stationed all over the world. I had the greatest time. My husband took me to one. I think it's called the Roundhouse. Might be in South Carolina, but it was an outdoor concert, ZZ Top and all that. It was fucking awesome. We were sitting there talking to ZZ Top and pass that bitch. They were passing champagne out and shit. They were so cool. I mean, we bought tickets just to say it's a whole day at a night event. And we saw, I think there was 12 bands. And there was one 15-year-old there that Eddie Van Halen would have had trouble keeping up with. He was that good. I hope he went on to success. I don't remember his name. We all drank a lot. I think I'd recognize him, but I'm not sure. So I've had fun. I can't get out of it. Cheers. I tell everybody it's a bar. It's a bar. It's a big bar. We can have a few parties here. New Year's Eve and all that. Folks don't bring their own liquor to a bar you don't when you go to any bar. But I would appreciate if they bring it. They want the high end shit. Where's the Crown Royal? Up your, you cheap motherfucker. No, they don't bring that shit. Nobody does. I used to throw parties, Halloween's, Christmas, anniversaries, birthdays, and we'd spend $500 not get a card. I finally said, you know what? I really don't have to buy my own cake this year. My son made a home one for me last time. He might if he's pretty good about that stuff. So I've been watching Cat Williams do stuff for 26. It's funny as hell. And I also watch a few others. I don't want to see, and I haven't watched CNN and MSNBC since like the early 90s because they were nothing but politicians and, it was like brainwashing or trying to be. All I did was go, it's click it. I don't need you. I fit you when I get up here. Oh dear, I forgot to throw live chat on. We're 10 minutes in. Yeah, here's some live chat. If y'all see me, hit the bell, it's free. Pop that in. Tell me you're here at least, hey, I've seen you. Um, I've gotten a few. My viewership is growing. No, I don't make money at this. I just think that the hippies should use this and unite. We used to always be out there. Our voices were heard. And I think it's time for that again. I think that they need us at this point. Defund the police and all this crap. How come we have a black month? Has anybody ever heard of a white fucking month? Now this, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. This, you got a problem because we people of color. Bitch, look it up. White is a fucking color. Ask anybody. It's in the coloring box. I'm tired of hearing that. I'm tired of hearing oh shit because there was slavery. Well, I wasn't here about the slavery. I'm sorry for you because you fucking weren't either. So what the fuck all do you know about it? So shut the fuck up. Go to the casino. You worried about them getting their shit back? I've been to their casinos. It's a blast. Take some money. Just take you some money. Know your limit. I'm married to a Native American, and he's actually registered with the Indian Bureau of Affairs with his little car. We call him a car carrying Indian, all of them. And I mean, literally, he's on the chieftain line. So he was acting chief when our brother in law passed away 20 years ago. But we're not getting any younger. So he's, had to be sent it over to the next. And we picked a 30-year-old because hopefully they can hang in there for a few years. We put on shows with some of the Creek natives from Florida and stuff up at Brown's Mount. And so those are nice to see. And I like the Scottish Rites Festival. I'm Scottish and Irish, and I'm just British. You can see from the red hair, green eyes. They kept telling me because the mother, I'm adopted. My biological mother was almost full Native American of the Creek Nation. I had no Native American at all. I told them all this, but I went to the dances dressed in the stuff. I look Native American except for the red hair. I guess they figured I died that. This shit's real. So I thought it was so funny when my son made me take the DNA test because he bought it for me for Christmas. Oh shit! And it turns out no. I guess I'm just daddy's side. I don't know, or she was not Native American, even though they say they traced her back. You have to trace back, I think, 200-300 years, at least probably into the 1800s. I think it is. Great great grandma was your great great grandma, and then you had a lot of white folks. You only got 19%, but you're a Native American, and here's your card. So my husband is almost, I think he's full Native American. I mean, he's the black hair, facial hair and all that doesn't grow well, but he likes to keep some sometimes. Yeah, like I said, when we got married, he had a head full of black hair. Now it's just a little bit in there. It's black. I got lucky because mine's light and it doesn't show the blonde. It keeps it kind of disguised, or a strawberry blonde, as they say. Be nice. I can hear that. They're on white. Bring it. I dare you. I'm a hippie. Hell, I think we should talk about all this mess. It's ridiculous. Where'd the money go in Minneapolis? Yeah, where'd that money go? If you know that Ilhan Omar and Tim, what's his name, the old tampon queen down there, up there from me, why aren't their bank accounts frozen? You don't have to do it to the actual person holding the office. Freeze the assets of the wife or the husband in Omar's case. She was like $40 in the hole when she sent her last year's taxes in. This year's taxes, she's 30 to 35 million richer. They say nobody can do that. They've tried it. Elon Musk is going, what? Seriously. Elon Musk is going, you can't do that. And this man is like the biggest billionaire on the planet. And so I got a kick out of him. Hey, there's a few that I subscribe to, by the way, these podcasts, and decided to try it. My son and my husband bought me sets, beginner sets for Christmas. And my husband knew I liked the golden mice. He got me a golden mic. But still, I'm here alone at the bar. Nobody will go on with me. They all go, well, I don't know how you do it, but it's not, I can't do public. You're in the public every day, man. It's no different. It's up here where we can actually get up and open our windows and say, fuck this. I'm not doing this shit no more. It's, you look up and you find people with luggage that they're taking on board the plane, and it's got 6 million in U.S. currency inside it. There ain't no clothes, no deodorant, none of that shit, just money. And they're saying, well, we can't let you take this. Why not? It's for the children. I have to take it to the children. They have no food. They have no way. I work for the daycares. I own the daycares. It's for the children. They're like, 6 million American dollars is not going with you, bitch. But it was for years through the Minneapolis airport. Now that they've been able to stop it, I'm sure they're stockpiling it in their walls and, redoing their walls, because I've seen that. I have. I've seen that where they raided some places, and I'm like, why isn't anybody in jail? And where's our money? If these people have millions of dollars in assets, like they own mansions and Lamborghinis, and they have a bank account, freeze these assets and bring them back into the public who paid them. Now, I don't know why they have a problem with President Trump, giving us some more back on our taxes. I think that should be done. But then you've got the communist in, they call him the mayor of New York. I just call him the communist. So I've been around the world. It's fucking weird. And I never thought I'd see this in my country. It's just nuts. I could have swore in History 101 that no one but an American born citizen could hold office and make our laws. And we got three up in there wearing hijabs and headscarves, and I don't like you, and Somalia was better. Then what the fuck did you marry your brother for to come here? Work with it. So I'm in one of those ones today. If any of you guys feel the same way and you don't catch me live today, throw it in the comments. I do try to get back. If I don't, scream at me on live chat again. Throw a notification on, ring the bell, and it'll tell you when I pop through. I generally try to do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I used to do 7 days a week, but since I've recovered somewhat from that injury, it just, I can't do what I used to do. I can't do it. I got to get off my feet way early now, even though I say I'm working till 10, and I know I am because I'm hurting by that a lot. And it's, you just can't go any further. And that's for me every day. So that just really jacks my ass. I don't like that. But then you got to deal with what you got to deal with. So one day, I'm not sweeping my front porch and moving all the furniture and then putting it back and coming through here and running through with a vacuum and a mop and getting the laundry done. I used to do all of this at the same time. Now I'm trying to prioritize, and I can't walk in my bedroom. It looks like the hoarder from hell. Clothes everywhere. I'm not kidding. When I was hurt really badly, my husband put and I changed, and I bought a new wardrobe because of the injuries. The jeans, in particular, these tight jeans, are very difficult for me to wear. And the regular trousers are hard to find. I used to go to Burlington, but I switched it to mid calf, like the 50s look with the flare at the hips that comes out. I switched that to so I switched a wardrobe, and almost, besides the ones that are mid calf, like the vintage look, the rest go to the floor. And people think I'm so dressed up, and I'm cleaning the house. These dresses didn't cost $5,000 or nothing. I like this one. Isn't this cute? But it's not real lace. It's a pattern. Isn't that something? I just love the stuff that they come out with now. And this is just a mid-length vintage. They call them vintage dresses, like a 50s look. And I get a lot of compliments. It's really nice to go to the same store for like 15 years now, and they know me, and they run up and they're all, "Where did you get that one? When did you get this? And where were you for that year I was gone?" I could hardly go to any of the places I used to go because they were not handicap accessible. Oh, they said so because they had a handicap parking lot. Well, I don't know what the fuck that's going to do to open that door because it's not an automatic door and it opens out. So you can't do your wheelchair forward and pull this door, which is heavy, to the side and then try to roll in before it slams you. You can't do it. Dunkin' Donuts, all of those places, all the mini malls that we used to eat Mexican food at and stuff. There's one in particular I like their margaritas. So we'll go in and I get this big margarita and be fucked up on my way home. We take all the food to go. So yeah, that's always fun. Yes, I know about the war in Iran. Yes, I agree with the war in Iran. No, I don't want my men and women on the ground. No, I flipped out when we lost we lost two pilots. I flipped out because we lost two F-15s to fucking Iran, and they're not supposed to have at that point an air force. So obviously a missile took them down. What the fuck kind of shit are they using in Iran? And if they could take out my guys, the rest of the world should have paid a lot of fucking attention right then. And what the fuck all is NATO for? Why the fuck all are we paying them billions of dollars? Get out of NATO. We're protecting their stupid asses. Now they're talking about the Hormuz Strait. The Hormuz Strait. We don't get shit through the Hormuz Strait. You open that motherfucker. Australia, Britain, the rest of you, Canada, the rest of you motherfuckers, New Zealand. Get your ass out there, France. Get your ass out there. Somebody had the absolute audacity to tell our president that now things were won, they would send a battle cruiser. Fuck you. I don't need your shit. We done won, you chicken shit son of a bitch. We should have let you fuck up in World War II. We shouldn't have showed up till they reached the other side of England. This the shit we gonna get from you, and your mouth on top of that. Oh no, you got to know Americans better than that. 200 years, bitch. 250 technically, and we wiped your ass twice. Twice you invaded, and twice we fucked you up. Oh, you did your little damage, yeah. We still fucked you running. We took on the biggest military in the world at the time. Well, we revolted, as they say. And if you will look at the president that we have now, he's stopping just millions from dying. If he had stopped the Ukraine war, again, millions from dying. They've got a couple million between that and wounded, including civilians on both sides. He had no right to do what he's doing. He shouldn't be doing. He breaks the ceasefire every time. I'm like, there's certain people that need to go. And I kept thinking the Ayatollah Khomeini, he needs to get the fuck out. This bastard's been fucking with us since the 70s. I'm that old. And he's been sponsoring terrorism all around the world. They took out my barracks in, I think it was 81 or 83, but they took out the barracks in Beirut while our soldiers, men and women, were sleeping and killed 200, I think 80 some odd soldiers. Nobody paid for that. And I hear those souls crying out, and so does every other veteran, that they need justice. We need to be taking out them sandal wearing motherfuckers. I'm just saying. I know they frown on that. They're probably sending some Black Hawks now. Bring it. You don't even want to know what I thought about Bagram. They did better when Saigon fucking fell than you bitches did. You should be ashamed. I mean, ashamed. The entire War Department. I'm talking Biden's entire administration. We lost two F-15 pilots. One was rescued quickly, thank you, Lord. The other one, they got him out on Easter. So it was a miracle. They found him and got him. It was a miracle. I mean, Iran, guys, is not like Israel. It's not like Giza. Those are small. Iran is like two sizes of Texas. Put Texas in there twice. And that much territory is enemy territory. And you've come down in a very big fucking explosion and in a parachute. So it could get to be a sticky wicket, but they got him out. And people are pissed off because Pete Hegseth, head of the Department of War, I can't remember his title, Secretary of War, I think got rid of the defense. Defense what? Defense we've been doing for fucking half the world for 50, 66, whatever years. These motherfuckers were doing that shit for 47 years. They were the terrorists. They paid for the terrorists. They are the terrorists. They're still the terrorists. And I like the fact that he took out the first wave of their people, the second wave, and now the third wave. They say they got gay Osama bin Laden. I never heard such funny shit in my life. The funniest thing I ever heard when Donnie got it back in there the second time, besides the mugshot, which I always fall over laughing at, but he did some cool shit. Now Donnie's funny. People don't see it, I guess, but Donnie's funny, and he's serious as fuck. Loves his country. Also, by the way, folks, he's a West Pointer. And look it up. I mean, in my day, you had to go to 4 libraries and go through a book and you get a paragraph that fucking big. You get an assignment in 2 days where you're supposed to have 1,800 words or some shit. Yeah. I won't library because of that. My husband hates me. Every time I move, and luckily it's been 15 years, I've moved around the world a lot for jobs and so forth. I work for the government. And again, right now I'm close to the front gate of the base. And I found that since I was 17, I didn't even realize that, but that I had always lived that close to a base, like walking distance to a base. And I had always worked for them in hotels and, that kind of stuff. So I worked 2 jobs most of my life. You wouldn't believe how expensive kids are. And back then they say now it's worse, and I'm retired. My husband's retired. And we have to live on a fixed income. So my husband set up a tent and went back to working on cars. And he's that busy while he's doing it. It all started because one of these guys that he knew, or another guy that he knew, his cousin was down, his sisters was down, their girlfriends was down. And he wasn't saying, well, I'll do it for $1,000. He was saying, it's $600. You go get the part. And you can pay in installments, but the car don't move till you pay me. Because he learned the hard way. We used to own our own business. So it's been fun. I won't touch it with a 10-foot pole after the first one. No, good luck. You're good. And it's not zoned here for that. So we really can't admit he does that. But they really are friends and girlfriends of others and stuff. And cheers. I like my whiskey on the rocks for that reason. Mm. I don't know about the rest of you, but I keep seeing stuff that people do that I can't wrap my head around. I'm just thinking in my head, and I know they frown on this too, but I see these people come forward and get in people's faces about how it's white privilege and I am 5'2". I am a soldier. I fucking defended my country, bitch. You haven't even been out of the fucking state. I will beat you to death. Get in my face. Make it worse. Use a bullhorn. I will enjoy tearing that the fuck up and shoving it up your ass. I want to know why people allow it to happen. Why are they watching people do these smash and grabs at Tiffany's or whoever? And then watch their little Mom Donnie puppet come running out and say, well, we're going to tax the white people more. The white people need to join up, and start pelting them with shit. Every time they see him, send badly worded emails or some shit. No, I really don't condone public violence or violence of some means anyway. But that doesn't mean I won't use some if you get my face. You catch me? Mm-mm. I've seen these rioters go in people's faces and screaming at them. And no, I will happily pay the bail money. As like I said, it's all over, but the bail money if you get in my face. Should be that way in every country. I saw that they rioted in England doing the smash and grab. The British people put on the yellow vests so you could see them all. They tied the flag around their necks. They all got the flag and they came out and they were marching trying to stop it. Saying, "You can't do this. My aunt works here and she'd like to buy clothes and food for her grandkids next week." And finally, the stupid police show up, and who they arrest? They arrested their own people for interfering in. I don't even know how they worded that. I was absolutely shocked. I was gobsmacked, as they say. I love Britain. I do. And it turns out I have that ancestry, but I'd always loved Britain. I mean, from King Arthur forward, I know the history. You could ask me anything you want to about British history. I don't have to look it up. You can ask me pretty much about the history here, and I don't have to look it up. Except they keep changing things. Like I said, it freaked me out when I saw that this woman, Somali woman who married her brother to get the visa and get in. I don't know how she's even here legally. In any event, I find out she's in the house. She's in my wheelhouse. And I did not take that as well as I should have, I suppose. I thought, well, if I move to another universe, I know they say there's these differential ones, but I made a 4.0 in high school and in college. And I didn't take maybe, you know, Elon Musk on, but I'm not stupid. And if I want to know about it in today's day and age, I just to either turn on the telly or I hit Google. Google's fucking got everything. I swear to God, it does. I've been amazed at Google. But they're going to turn on your cameras. They're going to turn on your microphones. They're going to spy the fuck out of you. They already have. They turned that over to all the corrupt politicians out there. Again, if this was 1778 or 1795, or we'll even make it further down, 1904, we would have put you guys through tar and feathers and rode you out on a rail. So I keep wondering why you got a fucking job. And in Omar's case, I want to know how she comes. She's not been taken out because she's an illegal. She's an outlaw. She did not do this by the law. She managed to get around that law and she flaunts that and now has turned up with 30 million. I want her in jail. I want her assets frozen and I want her husband over in the other jail. I want Nancy Pelosi in jail. You can't tell me she didn't do insider trading. Everybody, there's one boy that developed a program that followed whatever they bought. Okay, whatever they sold, he sold. Whatever they bought, he bought. He's a millionaire today, triple millionaire. He's, 60, 70 million or even more. But just tracking what these guys sold and bought. So there's no doubt that she used insider trading. And they put, who, what was her name? They put a woman in there. She I can't think of her name now. It'll come later. But yeah, Martha Stewart. They put her ass in jail. Woman was old. She was a grandparent. She was a cook, and she made stuff. She made her own business out of nothing. And they put her in jail because her people sold stock on something they say she shouldn't have done. It's insider trading. She didn't. Most people, especially I think in most cases, women who are single, are in, if they are in that type of diversity, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. I still remember the depression from my adopted parents. Yeah, I do believe that she was never guilty of that. She had a firm that took care of those things. They might have called her and said, "We're going to sell this, we're going to buy this," and she approved. But nothing like what's going on with Nancy Pelosi and the rest of these bastards that have millions. I got this. Riddle me this, guys. Why are politicians who have hundreds of millions of dollars on a salary of less than 400,000 a year? Besides, how did they get to be millionaires? Why are they still in my law-making system? Why are they still in Congress? Why did they make us pay and still are for these asshole indigenous unlawful people in my country to stay in a free hotel, to get free food, free medical, free phone, free up your ass, you motherfuckers. That's what I got to say. I got homeless veterans sitting outside freezing to fucking death. God help you people. Shame on every last fucking one of you. Oh yeah, I know. It's this guy's on he's a Democrat and he's a Republican. It's really cute how they win. You know, they go, I don't know how they win, but they get up there and they say, we're gonna do this and we're gonna make sure that this happens. They've had 45 fucking years. They haven't even passed to where they get the toilet paper from. I have been to DC. I worked in DC. As a matter of fact, myself and my ex-mother-in-law, who's a great woman, God bless her. We started, we were in on the program. This is through the agricultural uh, federal building. And we implemented, and I came in just the right time coming in from Europe as a soldier. I had transitioned over to civilian, and I was on base, of course, a civil servant. And I had the highest ranking you could have. So did my ex mother in law, although she was governor's. She ran with the governor of Ohio a couple times, but she was really high up. So when I arrived, she had already made arrangements for me to take the test and do all the stuff, and she needed an assistant. And so I was in, and we loved getting the Monopoly money and those little coupons. We thought that was so cool when they came up and showed it to us. So yeah, I was in the beginning of that. I was the first woman to train with the men, first company. Watch Private Benjamin. You'll get an idea. We got even a lot. It's not smart to piss off women. It's just not. So I've been in a lot of firsts, and I'm not trying to take credit for that. I'm just saying we have fucking women fighter pilots today. I kicked that fucking door down, and I'm proud of kicking that door down, by God. You've got women fucking fighter pilots. You've got women firefighters. You've got women who are in the field picking up and carrying a wounded man or a wounded girl, picking up a soldier and getting them safely behind the lines. It's just people don't seem to realize how far we've actually come since the 70s. Look at it. We hippies changed a whole lot more than we're being credited for. And they're still using the hippies. Now, it's time for us hippies to unite. It's time for us to talk about this shit. We had weekend at Bunny's for 4 fucking years, and we had an automatic pen that God knows who made what, sending out pardons. Something like what, 5,000 pardons or something? Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, Lord. I mean, that one I'll say I'm sorry to. I love Jesus. Yes, Jesus is real. Jesus is real. This young lady, she painted him. Look it up. She died, came back. She was a kid. She painted him. It's the size of it's the size of a wall. But he's for real. He looked like he'd just step out and hug you. It's just great. When I saw that at the Shroud of Turin, um, there was never any doubt for me after that. I was also abandoned, and we were in an orphanage that was run by nuns, and they were great. I loved my nuns. I loved them. If you saw them with a ruler, however, you was praying, they didn't know you was in the room. They were vicious with their rulers. You didn't do it twice. I got adopted at 9, left at 17. Parents had to sign for me to go. So I really didn't have parents for very long, and I was too busy when I had them. I was doing karate and extra classes and, things like that. Steve, you'll see me restart this bitch 100 times. And I will sit here and I will hit my little bottles because when I get up, I've got god awful things to do. We run a type of pet sanctuary here. We were kind of, I can't say forced into it, but nobody else do a thing. And there's only a kill shelter here. So we were very upset when we learned that because there's a lot of cats that are thrown out around the cul-de-sac, and there used to be a forest like in an L shape around us. I couldn't even see my neighbors. We had Hurricane Helene that spun some tornadoes, went right through my yard. Didn't hurt the house, destroyed my hot house, but we had glass tables both in the back and the front. This was the day I was supposed to have some surgery done on my leg, and you couldn't get anywhere. My husband actually could get me out there, but the surgeons didn't even try to get him. And so here I am still halfway strapped in, can't move because none of this stuff like in the lake, was stabilized. They didn't try to immobilize anything. Just don't walk on it. And at my age, they gave me crutches. I was like, catch me, catch me. I'm doing like a magnet. I finally got strong enough to do about 10 steps with him and stop and let him hold me. But by then, my husband would be there with the wheelchair, which of course you hate. I was severely injured. But I'm glad I'm back. And I would like to see, like I said, more of us hippies out here going, oh, fuck off. I wish Cat Williams, love you, honey, would come see me. Joe Rogan, how to love you, baby. I've been watching you since News Radio. Love the cheer bit. That was funny as hell. Sorry about what happened there. That was such a tragedy, what happened. But I've been watching you for, well, some time. And I just adore you. You're great. You're a smart man. And a kind fan. I've seen this through the years. I think it's cool that you like just about everything. You're well, like me. You go from ghosts to UFOs to what the government was doing that day that was stupid. So you got my vote. You should run. I think it'd be a good ticket if it's JC or JD rather Vance and Mark Rubio. I think that would be a winning ticket. A lot of people think Vance could be president. I think they need to swap that. I'd rather have Rubio as president, Vance still staying in the VP. I understand that'd be rough. He's a good VP, though. He's not just unseen. I wish they'd have done that with Biden. Every time they trotted him out, he fell asleep somewhere, walked off in the jungle somewhere, got lost in the White House garden, the Rose Garden, and it was Easter, and the bunny had to take him over to the Secret Service to get him back. I've been in the Rose Garden, folks. It's not that big. And I understand now. I think it's missing it because he built the ballroom. Go, Donnie. Mimosa. I cheated. Yeah. I have so much simmer that it is, and same with shot glasses that I end up not even meaning to, I don't think. And that'll make them all match what I'm wearing. I had a friend of mine who was watching the other day. She's a subscriber. She was just down the street from me. And she says, you are so funny. Where did you get all that humor of like life, man? That is what life is, if you're lucky. You can't cry about it, won't do a damn bit of good. Did that, wouldn't work. uh, Bad marriages and so forth, and life being so hard bad in my entire life. Never had parents. Parents I had for like 8 years. Uh, Lasted long. It didn't last as long as my first husband, who I had to divorce, and I played my own lawyer. And even the attorney said, "You should go to law school." And how come you don't want any alimony? Any of the money you paid for college for him, nothing. How about why don't you want him to pay for the baby? And he's my kid. He ain't never paid shit for this kid. Why should he start now? Just because I'm divorcing him? He's not going to pay it. And it was a female judge. She was just shaking her head. It was in San Antonio. We had married in Bear County. Then I turned around as soon as that was finished and married my husband, who I had met during the meeting the biological family. His sister is married to my half biological brother. She was the one, his sister was the one who found me and my sister. So I took her brother to San Antonio with me, and we had a blast. We had the greatest marriage. Not anybody from the family inside. Perfect wedding. It was bitching. So I mean, those things are fun. Get up here. Tell me what you want to talk about. We inherited my husband's mother's home, and it was I think it was about 180 years old. It was a very old home, and my husband had put in AC for her. We would come from Texas and come down, and she would need new wiring. Everything was from like the 50s, and none of that had been changed. And two houses already burnt down with her. Bless her heart. I don't know how she coped with that. And so every time we were down here, it was a working holiday because he and his brothers, he's got three brothers, would be out there doing these things. And when she passed away, she was the last one. She had asked for my husband and I to take over the home, and I didn't want it. I had been there and we had stayed there many times. I hated it. It was like walking through molasses, and it was so evil. My hair on my arms and shit would stand on end in certain ways. A cold blast would come through. Evil. I would get up, and I was always an early riser back before the army, and so I'd be getting up and getting coffee, and I would look outside, and I would see all this fog, and then I would see it dissipate, and I would see a Native American village, and and you just freeze. You're like, oh my god, and they're going about a day like they're real, and you know it's not real. It's so freaky. His dad used to come down after we moved in there. We'd painted, we were doing all this work, and so we had moved in. And his father, we could hear him coming up the hall yelling, "Get the fuck up, you lazy bastard!" Swear to God, you just can't make this stuff. So off we'd be on our feet, getting through the day. Then my son and my daughter-in-law came to stay with us, and this was a big, big house. It had 5 bedrooms, two baths, 5 bedrooms, and separate entrances for them. We made it so that they could just come through the back door, and a little apartment kind of thing for them, unless they wanted to be up front. And one day, my son, we were all watching a movie. We had the big screen TV. My husband just had to have one. I said, "Don't do it." We had a big screen TV. So one wall you could put nothing on, big TV. If there was something going on, friends and family would show up at our house. So my son was wanting to see this movie, and his wife, my sister-in-law, a beautiful girl, and I have a granddaughter, she's a beautiful girl, 13. My grandson, Army veteran, awesome kid, 26 now. 26. It's hard to say that your grandson is 26. No, I did not get married at 13. But thank you for the kind. That's pretty good. So he come running in, landed in my lap. The boy was like 24, 25. He was already a dad himself. And I'm looking at her like, what the hell are you doing? His wife's sitting next to me, and she's all, you know, what the fuck? I'm kind of holding him, going, son, are you okay? Mom, there's this evil black thing in the kitchen. It's like the shadow of a person, but it's like so black, it's blacker than dark. Because it was dark, and he would have to turn a light on. And he was trembling from head to foot. That's not my kid. He's never been afraid of shit in his life. He's like 25, 26, and I'm freaked out at this point. I'm like, oh my God. He is trembling from head to toe and just hanging on. And I peeled him off and stuck him in his wife's lap and said, I need to see what's going on here. Grabbed my holy water, and I had a rosary on, and I slipped it off and brought it out to say the rosary and went to the kitchen. And it had two entrances. You had to go through the dining room, French doors, and another door, or you go through the hall and just one door. So it was shorter for me to duck through the hall and in, and nothing. But my hair again, it's just stood on end, and I'm throwing holy water around, and I'm praying, and I'm like, what did he see? And in one corner, it was vicious. You could just feel it, and you couldn't see anything, but you could feel it. But this had my kid so bad because he saw it. He said it was a man. It was a shadow of a man, but it was darker than dark. And my son had not turned on the big light. We had a little stove light, and that was on. And it was standing in the area there between the stove and the French door that came into the dining room. And of course, and he's freaked out because mom's gone in. And, you know, things if you can't let it scare you. If they get a knife, get a gun. They got a gun, get a bazooka. I mean, just. So I'm off in there doing my thing. And I come back out. He's still shivering and shaking. And I'm like, what is going on here? He said, Mommy, I know it was real. I know it was real. We got to get out of here. That's evil. And I'd always felt that entire place was evil. I'm going to try not to say its name. It's below Macon. So we sold the house almost immediately. We got out from under that to got it back to the daughter. We didn't even know she had a daughter for a very low price, and for basically what would have been left. It wasn't much, and whatever improvements we had made, we added in. It wasn't much. It wasn't no $180,000 house. No, it wasn't a $50,000 house. We were just here. You take it because she had worked. His mom had worked for the woman who died, who had helped her get this home. And so we thought he'd come like, it's pretty cool. It'd gone for a circle. She had that place demolished in a week, so it was evil. She had torn down. She wasn't kidding. Meanwhile, I'd left. I'd gone to, I think it was Hawkinsville at that point. So yeah, we moved around a lot. And we've seen some things. So if it's UFOs, if it's ghosts, if it's shadow workers, if it's the way the government sucks, if it's something that the hippies should like to do, come and see me. Sit at the bar, have a drink, talk to me. It's just like I think that I get lonelier than I admit to. I think it's time for all of us hippies to stand up and go, this is not what we fucking meant. Don't play our music. Don't say hippie. Just shut the fuck up and stop doing the stupid shit you're doing. I don't give a fuck if you say you're a dude and you got a tube of lipstick. You go in my granddaughter's bathroom, who's 13-year-old at school, I will hunt you and your parents and your extended family into extinction. Yes, they frown on that too. Test me. You have no right. I don't care. You put lipstick on a pig, it's still a fucking pig. You can put lipstick on a ballless bitch, they still a fucking dick. They do not have any reason to be anywhere near a girl's bathroom or shower. And let me hear they did this to my granddaughter. Oh my God, they better leave the state. Truthfully, they need to leave the country because I could find them in the States. I got people everywhere. But they frown on that. They really do. Yeah. But I see my time is running short. Mm. I'm sure my husband by now is hoping that's a good thing because he was wanting to talk to me. I never have what I need up here. Ah, there they are. Um, I can't remember what else it was I was going to opine about today. Again, I do these live. I don't make money doing these. I just think it's Hippies Unite. I mean, when I was growing up, Dick Tracy's watch was something else, man. And now I can do this. I can do this retired in my own home, getting drunk as fuck, and talking to y'all. Because y'all are out there. We know you're out there. We know you're out there. Stand up. Stand up. We took a break. We took a beating in the 70s. Then we had to make a living in the 80s, 90s, and being in the 21st century. But most of us now are retired. And no, we don't make the money we ought to be making. It's obvious. But come out and talk about it. Come out and say, hey, fuck off. What the fuck all did your country, or I'm sorry, your state get all this money from and why? These people, this is the last thing I'm going to say about this one again for this show. These sanctuary cities and these sanctuary states have committed secession, treason. They have seceded from the Union. I don't care if they don't like what I'm saying. I don't care if the other side don't like what I'm saying. The facts are the facts. They've seceded from the nation. That's treason. Fort Sumter fired one fucking cannonball. It was on. Civil War was it. That was, oh, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. But you can do this shit here. You can let a motherfucker out that's going to go out and kill an 18-year-old girl because you let him the fuck out? Let me find you. It's a good thing I'm with my kid or my grandkid because you'd pay. I kind of believe in an eye for an eye. Fuck it. You don't put them in jail. Why would you put me in jail? Because I'm a United States citizen born and bred for generations. You need to wake the fuck up, and the rest of our people need to wake the fuck up. When they hit these bitches and hit them out the back door, we need to be standing there as a militia and going, not exactly. Because somebody's got to enforce the law. We're losing our country, people. If it weren't for the fact that Trump did this and he won, and he's got a great cabinet. Marco Rubio's on fire, doing 3 jobs. He's cute about that. I'm running out of time. Please come see me. Come tell me you know I'm here. Hippies Unite, even if you don't like me. Tell me you've got a show or whatever it is. I'll be happy to subscribe and jump in. We can do this. That's the other thing I like. You don't have to be here in Augusta, Georgia. If you do want to be here, oh, my nose is itching. Sorry. They say it's when you're going to have company, but it's just itching. Drive me crazy. If you want to see me or would you like to be perhaps on the show, I'm not, I'm an amateur at this. God forgive me. It's for entertainment reasons only, so hopefully I'm entertaining. But if you see me, if you'd like to jump in, if you would like to come over and do this live, it can be done. If you want to do it, by whatever, do the phone thing, that's fine with me as well. But come see me. Let's use this medium and surprise some of these fucks that have been using us for a long, 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 long time. And one more bitch gets in my face and tells me, well, you're using my money that I put in for Social Security. No, bitch, I put my money in to the government for Social Security, for Medicaid, for Medicare, for uninsured, not working, unemployment. And what did I get back? I never was unemployed, never connected with anybody about a check. Where's my money? Medicaid and Medicare, you pay it. Uh huh. You pay it. What do you get out of it? You don't get jack motherfucking shit. You go to the nearest fucking insurance company, Humana, whoever, and then you can get Part C and you can start using Parts A and B. But you got to pay Part C, which is the insurance fucking company. And again, it's more of the Ponzi scheme shit. And it's time to stand up and go, fuck you. You can't keep doing us this way while our lawmakers are up there. They don't even use Social Security. They don't do Medicaid and Medicare. They have a whole complete thing that's different from what they tell us. It's do as you say, but not as I do. Fuck you. Get out. Your shit's frozen. We're taking it. And maybe, just maybe, you can get an honest politician, but I don't think you can find one on the planet. I really don't. Not from what I see. But good luck with that. In the meantime, I know I've got to start getting ready here to go on and say good evening. I doubt I'll be back this week. Do leave something in the comments, subscribe. If you've got an opinion, please share. If you have an idea of what you want to talk about, besides the shadow critter that I couldn't find,